Good morning, students, staff, and special guests. Welcome to our Veterans Day program. Today we gather to honor all of the men and women who have served in the United States Armed Forces. Veterans Day is a special day to remember and thank those who have answered the call to duty. They have made the ultimate sacrifice to protect our freedom and our way of life. We owe our veterans a debt of gratitude that can never be fully repaid. But on this day, we can take the time to reflect on their service and to express our sincere appreciation. To our veterans, we say thank you. Thank you for your courage, your sacrifice, and your commitment to our country. Charlie Anderson will now lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may now be seated. And now the Barry Griffith will read her essay, Importance of a Veteran.
Prompts are used to write stories or give people ideas of what to write. When they asked us to write an essay using a prompt, it scared me. Most of the time, given a prompt, I struggled to find a way to finish it. That was especially true this time. But before I really talked about the prompt, I found a way to share a story outside of the prompt. A veteran story. My grandmother's story. My grandmother's name is Ruth Alice McCullough Griffith. She enlisted at the age of 17, but didn't leave for the Army until she was 18, and she served for 2 years. She only left because she got pregnant. She went to almost every state, and she even went to Germany. She was in the U.S. Army. When she was stationed in Germany, she met a man, George. Something very interesting about that is they grew up less than 100 miles from each other and met all the way in Germany. Her friend was going on a date and found my grandmother to be George's date. They became good friends. At the end of the day, George offered to walk her back, but they were suddenly surrounded by German police, and the police started speaking German. But one of the police officers spoke English and could tell that she couldn't speak German. He said that they looked like a couple of German runaways, but she proved that they weren't and had a good laugh on the way back. They started dating shortly after that, and George proposed. When it got to their wedding day, George wound up marrying my grandmother in his military uniform. It made for the cutest wedding pictures. It was because his custom-tailored suit wasn't able to be there on time when the Army moved up their wedding. So, they just got married at the courthouse here in Greensburg. They had 4 kids together, and George is 2 from his past marriage. Michelle, George Jr., Amanda, Benjamin, Carl, and Daniel. My grandparents lived happy lives together for 38.5 years. They went through ups and downs and had built an amazing family together until my grandfather died in 2022 and my grandmother was widowed. But my grandmother is still the strongest and most amazing woman I have ever met. Her strength is what caused her to join the military. The country is so lucky that she joined because she was a true asset. So, what is the significance of a veteran? Let's start from the beginning. The Second Continental Congress could not agree on a war for independence for many reasons, but one of the biggest reasons is they didn't think they could win. They knew that if they didn't win the war, that they would make lives for themselves worse. But they wanted their children and grandchildren to have the freedom that everyone deserves. All of the men and small number of women who risked their lives and others to give us our own country, our freedom, and every other veteran since then has risked their own lives to protect it. It's a good question how do we honor veterans, because a lot of people don't feel that a holiday is enough for the people who died for our freedom, and the ones who fought for it. I am one of those people. They deserve more for their dedication, strength, both mentally and physically, and their love for our country. So, if you really want to honor veterans, there are so many things you can do, even under the age of 18. You can donate to an organization that supports veterans, make care packages, volunteer to help them, support veteran-owned companies, or simply ask a veteran about their story. I am thankful for all the veterans who died, all the veterans who lived, all the people currently serving, and all the people that will serve. Our country wouldn't be where it is today without them. So, when you leave here today, make it a point to find a veteran that you know and thank them for everything they have done. Thank you for hearing the story that I feel so lucky to share, and have an amazing day.
Thank you, Nevaeh. I would now like to invite the GJHS choir, who will be singing the national anthem in America the Beautiful. There we go. All right, as they are joining us, please rise for the national anthem. You may now be seated.
I love my nation and my God, and I owe a debt to our veterans who worked so hard and sacrificed so much to give us the rights and freedoms that mean so much to me. I am proud to live in a land where anything is possible if I follow my dream and work to make it come true.
Noelle Kern will now read her essay, What is Veterans Day and How Did It Become to Be?
What is Veterans Day and how did it come to be? By Noelle Kern. Did you know 2.86 million people worldwide fight for our country and risk their lives and safety so that we can live in this free country? As we progress through this essay, you will learn about what Veterans Day is and how it came to be. Every November 11th, Veterans Day is celebrated to honor the veterans who have served for our country. Some people may think Veterans Day is just another holiday. However, Veterans Day is so much more. It is a day to recognize all of the good deeds and personal risks that people in the military offered in service of their country. These veterans have signed up to serve, not knowing how, when, or where. They may be deployed for years away from family and friends. They may face decisions tougher than we could ever imagine. They may face the rest of their lives missing limbs, but we appreciate and honor them on this day because they do it without concern for themselves. They do it so we can live our lives in peace and safety while they risk it all to protect these rights for us against odds and opponents that we may never have to face thanks to them. Before Veterans Day became a thing, it was known as Armistice Day and was originally created to be a U.S. legal holiday to celebrate the end of World War I and took place on November 11, 1918. Then on June 1st, 1954, Veterans Day became a holiday celebrated on November 11th to honor the veterans who have served our country. Due to multiple veterans organizations reaching out, Armistice Day became Veterans Day, a day to honor all veterans who have served in all wars. This year, remember the veterans that have done so much for us. They have risked their lives for us and changed their lifestyles so that we can live and not have to face the challenges they go through for us. Make sure if you see a veteran or know one that you reach out and let them know how thankful you are for their service. Thank you all for listening and taking your time to learn about what Veterans Day is and why it has become a thing throughout the years. Have a great day.
Thank you, Noelle. Please welcome former U.S. Marine veteran Captain Matthew Sands, uncle of Miss Lees.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you very much for taking some time out of your guys' busy days and very active young lives to take a few moments to just kind of, think about veterans and what they've done. And because I know probably every one of you here has family members or friends who are served in the military or are serving in the military or will serve in the military. And so again, just thank you guys for again taking a moment to think about those of us who have done that. For speaking as a veteran, I don't want to take too much of your guys' time. I know how energetic you all are. So really the only thing I can kind of share with you is my own sort of personal journey and experience as a veteran. And it's not terribly remarkable. I imagine all of your families and friends have very similar stories. I had a history of service in my family. I had uncles who fought World War II, another uncle who fought in Vietnam. My dad was a vet, and so it was just sort of an extension of the family legacy to just go into the military. I also had a sense of patriotism, as you've all demonstrated that you have here, and I wanted to kind of give back to the country that had given me so much. And like many things, I just sort of started to go off and do it as a one enlistment hitch. And then before you know it, it was 20 years later, and I was retiring. And during that period of time, I got to go to many places, just like one of your other speakers here said, went all over the world, went lots of different places, did lots of different things. And basically what I wanted to share with you is what you get out of it. It's not strictly sacrifice. And that's why that might turn some people off if they think it's nothing but hardship and sacrifice, because it's not. It's very rewarding, it's very enriching, and it's also at times very enjoyable. You make friends that from all over the world, from all walks of life. That's one of the beautiful things about the military. It's the great equalizer. People come from every state in the Union, from every city, state, county, and then families from all kinds of backgrounds, and you get to see all of America in the military. They're all there. Some from not even American states like Puerto Rico. People from Puerto Rico, they're not necessarily a state, but you see people there as well. Philippines, people from the Philippines will serve in the military, so you get a chance, like I said, to see a cross-section of the entire country that I'm not really sure you get anywhere else. In addition to the friends and experiences, you also get to develop within yourself a tremendous sense of teamwork. Anybody who's an athlete, as I'm sure many of you are, you know what it's like to be part of a team and to work with that team to accomplish a common goal that's bigger than just you. And that is what the military is all about, just on a much larger scale. It's very ever rarely about just you. It's you and your squad mates, your squadron members, or your fellow platoon members, all working towards a common goal and looking out for each other as you do that. That's another element that I think the military really brings out, is that you're looking out for others, not just you. You also come out of there with a sense of discipline that you can, and what I mean by that is that you will do the right thing whether or not someone's watching you, or whether or not you're being graded. So you're not, writing your paper for an A, or you're not doing this job simply for a paycheck. You're doing it out of a sense of internal pride and discipline. So that, I think, is a significant takeaway from time in the military. Any branch of the service, they're all honorable service branches. So there's no real big discriminator there as far as which is the best one to go to. Just go to the one that resonates best with you. I've had the opportunity to work with all of them, as well as the ones overseas, the foreign militaries as well. And like I said, I don't want to get too much of your time, and I could tell you sea stories for days. As I've been all over various parts of the country, done all over the world, did various jobs and stuff. But I think you guys get bored and get to it and get a little antsy. So I'd like to just give you just one last note to sort of leave with, and that is whether or not you choose to enter the military and serve the country, just know that the veterans and the military will always be there for the country. But unless you guys got questions, that's really all I got to say to you guys. I don't want to burn up all your time.
Thank you for your service. Please give one more round of applause for We would now like to show a video honoring some of the veteran relatives of students and staff here at GJHS.
For it's high, high in the village in the
As we conclude our Veterans Day program today, I would like to leave you with a few thoughts. First, I want to reiterate our sincere gratitude to all of our veterans. Captain Matthew Sams, thank you for your service, your sacrifice, and your commitment to our country, and thank you for taking time out of your busy life to spend time with us today. Second, I want to encourage everyone to continue to honor our veterans throughout the year. There are many ways that you can do this, some of which were mentioned earlier, such as volunteering at a veterans organization, donating to a veterans charity, or simply saying thank you to a veteran you know. Obviously, you know lots of veterans here. And finally, I want to remind everyone that freedom is not free, right? It is paid for by the sacrifices of our veterans. Let us never forget their service, and let us always strive to live up to the ideals that they have fought for. Thank you.
Good morning, and I want to thank you all again for gathering to honor our veterans, the men and women who have served our country with courage, dedication, and sacrifice. So today you've learned about a lot of values that they uphold, values like service, integrity, and resilience. As you listen to their stories and you've thought about their impact, consider how each one of us can bring these values into our daily lives, helping making our school, community, and country a place that we can be proud of. As we conclude today's program, let's remember that honoring veterans doesn't end here. So every day we have the opportunity to show respect and gratitude, not only through our words, but through our actions. Let's carry forward the lessons of commitment, bravery, service that we've heard today. It's striving to make a positive impact in our own lives and the lives of those around us. So thank you for everybody that made this possible today, and thank you for taking the time to reflect on those sacrifices that make up our freedoms. So let's keep these thoughts with us as we go back to class today. And thank you again to our veterans for your service, and let's show our gratitude to those who have served one more time.